We are live. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. So today, so much is happening. There is a congressional hearing that is Gary Gensler's on the hot seat. I got a bunch of clips that I want to play from that and talk about that. We're going to talk about the Great Reset. There's some stuff happening around that. I've got some alpha for you for some other stuff as well. There's so much stuff in this chat, guys. I hope that you stay with me through this whole thing. It's going to be a banger of a chat. Girl, crypto experience, great to see you. Thank you for being the first one here. Love to see you. So let me go ahead and get into this. All right, so check this out. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. I gotta share my tabs. Let me see. Why do you make this so complicated? Share. Okay, here we go.
Agriculture and Financial Services Committee sent you a letter about the regulatory treatment for Ether, the native token of the Ethereum blockchain. In the letter, we expressed concern the SEC is using different terms to describe digital assets. This includes crypto tokens, crypto security tokens, crypto asset securities, digital asset securities, and digital asset securities that are investment contracts. Does the SEC differentiate between crypto tokens and tokenized securities?
Whether any one offer or sale of an asset is a security depends on the facts and circumstances. In terms of the language or nomenclature, it's less about the terms, it's more about the economics, and it really goes down to a Supreme Court test, which is the law of the land, called the Howey test, and whether an investment contract is being offered and sold to the public, and that public is looking to others in a common enterprise, anticipating a profit. So the labels matter less than what the economics are.
But there are different terms and words have meaning. And the fact that you've used multiple different words to explain what seems to be the same phenomenon, I think really raises questions about clarity.
Well, the laws are clear and it's written by the Supreme Court, but also...
The laws are clear, but what we're seeing from the SEC is a lack of clarity. That's what I'm trying to ask you about. You have no... The direct question is about the different terms, and rather than answering that question, you answered a separate question. Kudos to you.
I love how it holds them accountable.
Commissioner Peirce, let's get into this question. Do you think that one reason why multiple terms are being used here for crypto is that there's no regulatory clarity or consensus identifying which tokens may or may not be offered pursuant to an investment contract?
I think that's absolutely true. We've taken a
Let me see if I
legally
can-
imprecise view to mask the regulatory lack of clarity.
I can't blow that up.
So this question of an investment contract, the SEC defined crypto asset securities as an investment contract
better?
represented by the underlying crypto asset. Yet, tucked away in a footnote on an amended complaint, the SEC clarified a security is determined by the, quote, contracts, expectations, and understandings centered on the sales and distribution of a digital asset, and not that the digital asset itself is a security. Is the SEC using inconsistent standards here? I mean, is that what's happening?
I think what's happening is that we're trying to be ambiguous because the legal precision carries with it real implications. And this is why people have been coming to us and saying we need clarity. Is the token itself a security? Or is it part of an investment contract? Is it being sold together with an investment contract? If it is, what is that investment contract and how long does it track along with the token? By using imprecise language, we've been able to sort of suggest that the token itself is a security apart from that investment contract, which has implications for secondary sales. It has implications for who can list it. And I think this is absolutely, we've fallen down on our duty as a regulator not to be precise.
Yep.
And so tucking into a footnote that, yes, we admit that now actually the token itself is not a security, that's something that we should have admitted long ago and then started wrestling with the difficult questions.
Mm-hmm.
So Would a statutory definition provide that clarity for the agency? Or is this something the agency can do itself?
We certainly have authority where we can provide guidance. We can use our exemptive authority. It's always helpful to have Congress weigh in, but there certainly are some guidelines we could provide in this area that we have chosen not to provide.
But a statutory definition would help.
Well, I always welcome the input of Congress.
That's fantastic. Everybody's writing, your fellow commissioners are writing that down. We hope to hear more of that today. So let's continue with this question. You've highlighted publicly, Commissioner Peirce, concerns that SEC is devoting a disproportionate amount of time on the digital asset ecosystem and diverting limited staff resources away from other mission critical work. Capital formation. How much work has been put into capital formation in the last 4 years for your agency?
Nothing on the positive side. I would say we've done things that are negative to capital formation.
I now recognize the ranking member, Ms.
All right.
Waters, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Agriculture and Financial Services Committee.
All right, I got a few. We just got to get through this, guys. Right. So, ahead of today's hearing, oversight Republicans and Financial Committee, the Banking GOP, led by Patrick McHenry and Senator Loomis, sent a letter to the SEC Chairman Gary Gensler demanding the agency resend staff accounting bulletin 121. So we're going to get into SOB 121. I'm going to tell you all about it here in just a second when we start it. You know what? I'm going to tell you about it now. It's going to be a little bit boring, but I just want to tell you, I want to explain this to you so you understand it and why this is important that this not happen. Okay, so what is SOB 21? SOB 21 is a guidance issued by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in March of 2022 that requires entities safeguarding crypto assets for others to recognize these assets as corresponding liabilities on their balance sheets. The key requirements to SOB 121 are entities must recognize both an asset and a corresponding liability on their balance sheets and the custody of the crypto asset. The asset and the liability are initially and my tongue does not roll. Subsequently measured for the fair value of the custodied crypto asset. Extensive disclosures are required about the nature, amount of risk, and fair value measured. So here's some issues with SOB 121. There's 5 of them, or 4 of them. I'm just going to read them to you really quickly. One is SOB 121 requires publicly traded banks to replace digital assets on their balance sheets, contradicting the basic rule of banking custodial assets are always held off balance sheets. As a result, banks are staying on the sidelines and not offering crypto services. So this is why banks are not offering crypto services, this SOB 121. Number 2 is increased regulatory capital requirements for banks. For banks not reflecting custodied crypto assets on balance sheets as required by SOB 121 could artificially lower their regulatory capital requirements, raising prudential concerns for regulators about adequate capitalization of crypto custody activities. Potential for investor lawsuits. Failure to properly recognize custody crypto assets as associated risk could be viewed as misleading investors, opening up crypto firms to potential lawsuits from investors for material omissions and misstatements in financial reports. And lack of proper oversight of rulemaking process. The SEC issued SOB 121 without conferring with banking regulators and attempting to circumvent the customary regulatory process by issuing a bulletin rather than a rule. The Nonpartisan Government Accountability Office declared SOB 121 is effectively a rule that proposes of the Congress Review Act. In summary, SOB 121 significantly impacts digital assets custodians, especially banks, by increasing regulatory capital requirements, operational costs, and disclosures by obligations. I think kind of, part of this is, when banks are holding, sorry, I was reading this. I do apologize for not sharing that. I pulled this from Perplexity, and I was reading all through this, and I'll share this too with my community inside of Cryptonaires. But this is the issues with the SOB 121. It's going to come up again. I just wanted to make sure that you understood what all of this means. And you know what? I'm actually going to give you this. if you want to see this and read more up on this, please do. I hope you do. There's 131 of you. I love it. Let's hit like if you can. If you want to share out the stream to other people, I would love to see 200 people, 300 people in here. I love all of you. I really appreciate the love. If you could hit that like button, it would mean the world to me. It really would. Thank you. I worked so hard on trying to get all of this stuff ready and good for you guys, so you guys understand what's going on in the crypto market, giving you that alpha. I'm dedicating my life to trying to help you and other people understand what's happening currently in the crypto market. So, if you value all of this stuff and all of the time and all of the work that I'm doing, please like and share if you can. I really appreciate it. Even if you're on your Twitter account, you're saying, hey, I'm having a good time, or listening to this and reposting the link for the stream, it would mean the world. It would really mean the world to me. So thank you. Breaking: Gary Gensler confirms that the purchase of Yankees tickets do not constitute securities, but stumbles when he asks about purchase of Stonecast NFT. So we're talking about NFTs here. There's going to be a few clips here that might be a little bit boring, but we have to listen to this. This all happened today. So really quickly, this is Tory Richards, or Richie Torres. He's a Democrat. He is pro crypto. He's on our side, trying to help with crypto regulation. He's working with Republicans. I think a lot of Dems are coming around, but Richie has been around for a long time, and he's very pro crypto. Really good guy. Oh, I shit. There you go.
But I don't think so.
There you go. Sorry.
I know where we're headed here.
What am I doing?
Representative, but I don't think so in that Yankee.
So a Yankee ticket is not, and why is a
Okay, I totally messed this up. Hold on. There you go.
Yankee ticket not a security?
Apologize. There you go.
Well, it's really a question, and the courts have been clear on this, is the offer and sale.
Specifically with a Yankee ticket, though, when you're buying a Yankee ticket, what are you purchasing?
You're buying
Access to a Yankee game. Is that fair to say?
I understand. It's been a while since I went to a Yankee game,
Fair
but
enough.
that's.
You're welcome to a Yankee game.
I used to live in New York, and my three
Fair enough.
daughters were all born in New York.
So in the Stoner Cats case, the creators were selling an NFT that offered access to an animated web series. From the standpoint of federal securities law, is there a legal difference between buying a Yankee ticket that offers you the experience of a Yankee game and buying an NFT that offers you the experience of an animated web series?
Again, I don't want to comment on any one specific.
Well, it was a settlement, a fait accompli.
But-
It's not an ongoing litigation. You can comment on it.
But it's about how is something offered and sold. Is it offered and sold as an investment contract? Or are individuals looking to a common enterprise anticipating profits based on the
Well,
evidence?
I'm familiar with the definition. You're avoiding the question. See, here's the danger I see with the Gensler theory of investment contracts.
It's
right,
actually the Supreme Court's
let me-
theory of
Well,
investment
your idiosyncratic interpretation of the Supreme Court's theory. The expectation or promise that an object could appreciate in value or that an object could be sold at a profit in the secondary market, that expectation or profit could be retrospectively attributed to just about any collectible or any consumer good or any piece of art or any piece of music. The trouble with the Gensler theory of investment contracts is that it's so open-ended that it lacks anything resembling a limiting principle. It blurs the line between collectible and security, between art and security.
The SEC broke the law. Your attorneys lied to the court, and no one in your leadership here in DC has been held accountable. That tracks. Seems like business as usual here in Washington. Okay, switching gears very quickly. It's been recently reported that Vice President Harris has finally said she'd craft clear rules of the road for the digital asset space if she becomes president. Is this your approach too, sir? Or do you think she's rebuking you because she doesn't think you've done a good enough job establishing these clear rules over the last 3 years of her administration?
I think that there's laws in place. If Congress wishes to change them, they'll change them. But we are enforcing the laws, and there are many
Reclaiming
people in
my
this
time.
field
So you don't
that are
think
not
she's
following
rebuking
the laws.
Reclaiming my time. Well, it's very interesting that you view your performance that way, because we have a litany of court cases. Extraordinary.
All right, guys, you can hear me now, right? I accidentally hit the mute button. I was playing around with some stuff, but you can hear me now, right? I'm not muted now, right? My bad. For the 148 of you in here, I apologize. But you guys can hear me? Can I get a yes, a thumbs up? You can hear me? I love you. All right, let's get back to it. A little embarrassing, but hey, we're here. We're doing it. Let's go.
Confusion in the marketplace, and millions of Americans pining for clarity from you. You've abused the agency's enforcement tools, and
Yes.
you've even baited companies eager to comply with you, only to hit them with enforcement actions.
Love it.
You've retaliated against businesses and people who have come before this committee to talk about the next generation of American finance. And perhaps somehow, worst of all, you've made up the term crypto asset security. This term is nowhere to be found in statute. You made it up. You never provided any interpretive guidance on how crypto asset security might be defined within the walls of your SEC. Yet, you made the broad proclamation that you believe a majority of tokens are crypto asset securities. You did this, and you deliberately used this made-up term as the basis for your entire enforcement crusade over the past 3 years, only for your lawyers to retract it in a footnote to a court just last week. Your inconsistencies on this issue, sir, have set this country back. We could not have had a more historically destructive or lawless chairman of the SEC.
Yes.
I yield back.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. We need more. The SEC, Gary Gensler, has held the crypto back in the US substantially. Substantially. Think of how far we could have gotten if 3.5 years ago we had a pro crypto person in the SEC that wasn't suing all these companies, that was actually working with them on regulation, working with the CFTC, working with other government agencies. Think of how far the US could have got, right? It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler attacking the crypto market. And I'll tell you why they do it. I'll tell you why they do it. The banks are making them do it. You know why? Crypto pretty much puts banks out of business. Okay. Now think about it. You get a paycheck, goes into your bank account, right? Your bank holds onto your funds, your FDIC insured up to $250,000. That's great. All right. But right, when you go to the bank and you want to take out like $10,000, whoa, why do you need this money? What are you doing with this money? There comes all these questions, right? Like, who gives a shit? It's my money. Give it to me, right? When you own your crypto, it's your own money. You can send it to your friend. You don't need this third-party permission. And that is the gap here that we have. We have banks working against the system with Gary Gensler to slow down the crypto market in the US, while the rest of the world understands how important crypto is, right? That's what's happening here. All right, let's go. I got so much more. I'm just fired up. I'm fired up. I'm with you. Let's get this. I need to share this tab. Here we go.
I think what's happening is that we're trying to be ambiguous because the legal precision carries with it real implications. And this is why people have been coming to us and saying we need clarity. Is the token itself a security? Or is it part of an investment contract? Is it being sold together with an investment contract? If it is, what is that investment contract and how long does it track along with the token? By using imprecise language, we've been able to sort of suggest that the token itself is a security apart from that investment contract, which has implications for secondary sales. It has implications for who can list it. And I think this is absolutely, we've fallen down on our duty as a regulator not to be precise. And so tucking into a footnote that, yes, we admit that now actually the token itself is not a security, that's something that we should have admitted long ago and then started wrestling with the difficult questions.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, let's keep it going. Share this tab. So there's 4 clips here. We've kind of heard the McHenry clip, but there's a few other ones that I want to play here. So let me play this.
It's great to have. It's great to have all 5 of you here today. Today's hearing directs attention to the commission's dysfunctions and, frankly, to the chairman's politicization of the commission and its work. Let me highlight 7 failures. Abuse of the rulemaking procedures, 61 so far, inappropriately short public comment periods, unworkable and unlawful ESG disclosure mandates, Hotel California style rules for crypto, where, they all have the ability or direction to come check in anytime you like, but never with the authority to leave with some approval or clarity. Endless discovery with no resolution, no clarity, regulation by enforcement for crypto. An unworkable proposal to overhauling our equity market structure, de facto ban on crypto through proposed custody rule, and failure to work with Congress, frankly undermining the work that Congress done to provide clarity here. So as many of my colleagues have done today at this hearing, the courts have, even the DOJ have highlighted severe mismanagement. The list goes on, but unfortunately, I do have limited time. Commissioner Peirce, would you say that the SEC's rulemaking and enforcement agenda reflects the priorities of the commissioners as a whole, or has the commission become an extension of Chairman Gensler's agenda?
Ooh,
The agenda is the chairman's agenda.
Do you guys have collaboration? I mean, I saw one of the commissioners today look like it might be the first time he was asked his opinion on something, just expected to ratify whatever Chairman Gensler throws out there.
I mean, I think the issue.
hold on. She just basically said that, they asked, is it really kind of the commission now, or is it just Gary Gensler's agenda? And she just said it's Gary Gensler's agenda. Basically, the commission so the commission is made up of 5 people, and these 5 people look at all the facts and they decide if they're going to go and sue a company. Okay. Now, Hester Peirce should have been the head of the SEC when Biden took over. She should have, if she was the head, I think we'd be a lot farther in crypto. But she's one of the chairmen, and basically they're going what Gary with what Gary wants. Okay, so whatever somebody tells Gary to do, Gary goes out and he does it. Right? Go out, sue OpenSea, go out, sue Coinbase, go out, sue these people. He is a puppet in a grand show. And I'm sick and tired of it. We need government leaders that are going to actually lead this country to a place where we can build Web3 products, Web3 companies in the United States. We can tax those dollars. It'll help out the entire economy. It'll put more people to work, right? There's just so many great things that could happen with a valid crypto regulation in the United States. And you know what would happen too? There are other countries out there that are waiting for the US to write policy. This is what usually happens. The US comes up with some type of policy and other countries adopt the exact same policy because they do trade or different things and they want to be compliant with the US. So if the US got off their ass and put together a reliable crypto regulation, other countries might copy it, and then we can have global regulation. And then what would global regulation do for all of us, right? It would bring in another 500 million or 1 billion people into the crypto market. Think of how much money that would bring in the institutions. It would open the floodgates to extreme wealth for all of you that are listening right now. You might only have a few $100 in the market, or you might have millions. It doesn't matter. You are here early. You understand that this is important, and you understand that this market is going to 50 or 100x over the next 10 to 15 years. And there's no other market on the planet that is going to do that. How do people get rich? It's usually technology and companies, right? We have to invest. I'm not an investment advisor, so please don't take anything I say as investment advice. But you have to invest. You have to speculate on what companies are going to still be here in 10 years that banks and central banks are going to want to use. And that's why I talk about XRP so much, is because I think that is one of those banks. Somebody asked me about Stellar. Stellar is going to be here for a very long time as well. I think it's a great asset. I just don't think they're working with as many central banks. I think they have a different direction that they want to go, but their Sarabon smart contracts is incredible. I love it. XRP needs smart contracts. I do think it's coming, but let's get back to this. I'm getting off track.
Is that Chair Gensler has a lot of ideas that he's trying to move forward on, and there are other things that I think we should be spending our time on that we're not spending our time on. And so I think that's the nature of some of our disagreements.
Problems being left unsolved. I appreciate you for highlighting many of them. My concern is just that by taking the world's best capital markets, I mean, we don't even have 5% of the world's GDP, but we have over 50% of the world's invested capital. We're taking something that works pretty well, that needs clarity and oversight to continue. Instead, we're working with a declared war by Secretary Warren and other Gary Gensler allies to undermine our capital markets and some of the most innovative companies out there. For that reason, I proposed the SEC Stabilization Act as a structural reform to deal with our Gary Gensler problem, but also with the structural challenges at the SEC that highlight it can be exploited by bad actors. One of the areas that I want to highlight is special purpose broker dealers. Commissioner Peirce, do you believe that a special purpose broker dealer process could provide a first step towards broker dealers handling tokenized securities?
I mean, at the time that it came out, I said it could be a baby step, but that was 4 years ago, and this baby's not walking yet. So I'm not as optimistic as I was back then.
Yeah, I'm concerned as well, and it kind of creates a separate path where some of Chairman Gensler's friends and allies could get special permission, and the rest of the market be excluded. For each commissioner, maybe we'll start down there with you, Mr. Ueda. Have you or any member of your staff been instructed by the SEC staff to direct or otherwise ask FINRA to avoid approving broker-dealer applications with crypto assets?
No, I have not.
Commissioner Peirce?
No, but TM is, our Trading and Markets Division is the one that interacts with FINRA. So the issue is that there's a cultural, there's clear messaging from the SEC that we're not trying to move the crypto industry forward, and that's reflected in this as well.
I love it.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you for being honest.
No, and I think I might disagree a little bit with the clear messaging point from Commissioner Peirce on the clear direction.
Oh.
I think there's lots of rhetoric, and we can get down to brass tacks and look at ways to move forward.
Well, Mr. Gensler, no surprise, many of us aren't fans of your approach to the job, but it does seem that you've abused your authority, and you seem to kind of gloat as candidate Harris decides that she wants to pivot on crypto and say, no, you can trust us. We're going to be okay on this. It seems like you're gloating. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. The war on crypto goes on. So as you highlighted, you meet with the chairman of the Federal Reserve regularly. Do you guys discuss things like Operation Choke Point 2.0, the way to block and restrict market certainty for crypto affiliated firms?
I've never.
Remember when I told you, right? Every week, the Fed, he'll meet with Jerome Powell, or he'll meet with the head of Chase. He'll meet with all of the heads of the banks. They'll meet, and that's what's slowing all this down. We talked about this. I won't ramble on about it, but Gary is a puppet in all of this, right? And the Honorable Gary Gensler, he will go down in history as one of the worst SEC directors in history, plain and simple. He will be at the very bottom.
Heard that term, and I'd also want to say half of the rules that we've adopted, 42 rules, half of them have actually been bipartisan.
Some of the work's been good, but a lot of it's been bad. Last question, Commissioner Ueda. What would it take to allow distributed ledger to be the official record of ownership for tokenized securities? If you could respond in writing, that'd be good because my limited time has expired. I yield.
All right. I know there's a lot here, guys, but this is so important to listen to and to understand. There's two other clips here I want to play, and then and oh, man, there's just so much stuff, guys. You know what? I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play one more clip here. Hold on.
Well, thank you for the clarity, Commissioner Peirce. This situation highlights one of my concerns about how the SEC is approaching digital asset regulation. Among members of this committee, we are debating whether the current rules are sufficient, while at the same time, the SEC is trying to modify existing rules, albeit not effectively, in my opinion, to seemingly provide some clarity to market participants. Can you describe your concerns with how the SEC has comprehensively approached digital asset regulation?
I think the first problem is that we've used enforcement as our leading foot instead of using regulation. And that could mean putting out guidance to say, here's what's clearly outside of the securities laws, and here's what fits within it. It could be initiating a rulemaking process. It could be working with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission to figure out where jurisdictional lines lie. So there's a lot that we can do, but enforcement is not the way that we should. Of course, when there's fraud, that's one thing, but we're talking registration violations of entities that have tried to come in and register.
Thank you. I agree and appreciate that perspective. I want to quickly switch gears. I would like to discuss your position on the Financial Stability Oversight Council, or FSOC. Chair Gensler, this is your second time serving on the council, right?
That's correct.
All right. Let's move on to the next clip, guys. Let's move on to the next clip. Okay, so here you go.
And you said, if I wrote here, you said under Chair Gensler, it was below average. Why did you use that word below average?
For a number of years, I worked on rulemakings. We spent a lot of time preparing, for instance, very detailed summaries of the public comment file. We spent a lot of time and effort on decision trees of all the points that were raised in the comment file, what decisions they would be, what evidence do we have, and what were the course of recommendations. I find today, now, with a little more than 2 years as a commissioner, I see none of that work product being presented to the, or at least for my review in how I think about the decisions that need to be made at the commission level. And in fact, on one early recollection I have when I became a commissioner is I was actually told by the staff, well, we haven't prepared a summary, but you can go read the public comment files on the SEC website, which
Guys, basically, it's a shit show at the SEC. All right. I did want to let everybody know that we are having a summit in Kryptonaires. It's going to be so cool. There's going to be a lot of really interesting people here. We're adding speakers as we go, but we got Brando, we got Wolf Financial, Cool's going to be there. We're going to have Nick's here, Crypto Data. I think Mona's not going to be there. She's got another thing, so we're going to have to take her off. But Cade's going to be there working on Kayla Action, and then we're going to be adding more speakers too. There's going to be some really cool. The schedule basically is here. We're going to be talking about XRP a lot here. This is going to be on Sunday. You don't want to miss this. I'm trying to get Crypto Eerie and digital perspectives to Brad on this panel. So trying is the key word here. She is in Japan, so it is early for her. I might push this back an hour just to try to get her on because I really would love to hear her, talking about XRP and all this stuff. But here's all these different topics that we're going to have, and you can actually sign up and be a part of this. So there's a register button here that you can actually join now and come be a part of the summit and come be a part of Kryptonaires. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be incredible. It truly is gonna be incredible. I'm gonna pin this for you. I hope you guys show up. I really do. All right.
Passing my resolution under the CRA to repeal the bulletin with support from Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in the Senate before it was eventually vetoed by the Biden-Harris administration. We are now hearing that the SEC's Office of the Chief Accountant is engaging in conversations with some market participants on a case-by-case confidential basis to inform them if they need to comply with SOB 121. It looks like one firm even received a non-objection from the bulletin. It's incredible how big of a hole the SEC has dug itself into. Yet, despite the backtracking and the rebuke from both houses of Congress, earlier today, Chair Gensler indicated he would not rescind SOB 121 in response to a question from my friend across the aisle, Mr. Wiley Nickel. Chair Gensler.
This is why I gave you an education on SOB 121 in the very beginning of the chat. If you don't know what SOB 121 is, I will actually repost this. I'm not going to read through it again because I don't want to waste your time. But here's the downfall of SOB 121 and why people don't like it, or why it should be repealed.
Now that the Office of the Chief Accountant is picking and choosing who needs to comply with SOB 121, why wouldn't the SEC simply rescind SOB 121 entirely or issue a new guidance?
Stepping back, this guidance is the 121st. It's what we've been doing for 52 years. And it's guidance about what happens in bankruptcy, whose assets are there. And crypto bankruptcy after crypto bankruptcy, bankruptcy courts have said it's not the investors, it's the bankruptcy estate. That's what that accounting bulletin is about. Is it a liability in bankruptcy, basically? And customers get hurt.
Let me reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Peirce, what kind of signal does it send when the SEC is carving out individual firms from its own staff accounting guidance on an one-off basis? What would be the approach you'd recommend instead of a response to the problems caused by SOB 121?
The approach I'd recommend is we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to figure out what the right accounting is in this area, and we need to do that involving the public in a process, not just putting out a staff bulletin. And then applying it, Chair Gensler mentioned earlier, it applies to public companies, and that's true. It applies on its face to public companies, but we've also applied it to broker-dealers, and now, as you pointed out, we're peeling it back for particular entities. There was a question earlier about why there's only one custodian in the ETP space. And one of the reasons is because of our SAB 121, which makes it very hard for people to be custodians in this space.
And think about the market concentration. There's been no accounting bulletin from the SEC that has ever been as fundamentally flawed as SOB 121, nor has there ever been one that has been considered a rule according to the GAO. And we certainly haven't seen 60 U.S. senators overturn any of the 120 previous accounting bulletins either. Something's amiss here. This does not look right for the SEC. The situation we're in today is indicative of a failure of your organization to recognize just how problematic SOB 121 has been. Chair Gensler, do you believe that SOB 121 has led to concentration risk because of how few entities are able to offer digital asset custody services?
Talking about banks.
I think it's actually the right accounting. Off-balance sheet accounting is also what, in part, got us into the 2008 crisis. So just remember, like, when people are trying to hide things and put them off balance sheet, it's not good. Also,
you talk about hiding things, Chairman Gensler. We don't even know what deals you're cutting on SOB 121 when you give a no objection letter to a different firm. Like, if we're going to talk about hiding things, let's talk about transparency. Let's talk about how do people in this country operate under our laws when your commission is doing backroom deals with one-off companies and writing them a no objection letter. That's not transparent. That's not in the interest of the American people. You can't follow rules that you don't know about. What's going on?
The accounting bulletin is, the staff accounting bulletin is out, but also for years, companies come in, public companies, and said, this is how we're going to account for something. Do you object? And in this case, if it's remote from bankruptcy, if a company is going to go bankrupt and it's truly the customer's funds.
I'm going to hold you there because I want to give your colleague a chance. Commissioner Peirce, I'd like to pose the same question to you. It's market concentration. Is that a risk from SOB 121?
It is a risk, and the accounting raises real questions about whether this is protective of investors or not. And so that's why I think we need to go out with a real process to try to figure this out.
At the end of the day, the SEC has to read the room. And the entire House of Representatives voted on this, and a majority of members of the House rebuked SOB 121. And the Senate, led by the opposing party, they passed it with 60 votes. including the majority leader. This is not a good look for the SEC. This should go away. This is bad policy. With that, I yield back.
With that, I yield back. All right, let's get into this. So 42 Congress members wrote a letter to the SEC urging him to allow banks to custody Bitcoin, right? Guys, it's coming. So like I told you 2 years ago, soon you're going to get your paycheck and banks are going to send you an email saying, hey, did you want to put 5% of this in Ethereum or Bitcoin or XRP? That is the future. I like, if you have been following me, if you have been listening to me for the past few years, if you've been following my channel, if you've been in my community, you know I've said this over and over again. This has been the plan all along, right? This is where we're going, okay? And what happens when all banks are going to be able to offer crypto or crypto custody to their customers, right? What do you think happens? People trust that. They trust their banks, right? I'll give you an example. My wife works at private banking at a certain bank here in Honolulu, and the reason that they bank there is trust. Okay, now if that bank started offering, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these types of things, they're going to trust that that bank has done the due diligence on what they're offering. Okay, and then they can start custodying those assets. And we could be adding billions, if not trillions of dollars into the crypto market. Like, this is how the crypto market explodes. Like, man, I'm feeling it today, baby. All right. Whew. I think it was that Red Bull I drank earlier. All right. So, 2013, 17, 21, 25, we're about to freaking take off, right? This. It's programmed. It's all here. We're ready to go. More people kind of showing you kind of September of 2016, 2013. This is where we are in 2024, right? After September, things usually take off, and I can't freaking wait. I can't wait because I'm going to go get my money and I'm going to get out.
What is this archaic system?
Mother's maiden name? Ebowitz?
You're telling me this guy is how things get verified.
That's my job.
I'm just saying, you shouldn't have to buy $10 worth of gum if you just want 79 cents worth of gum. Why do you get charged your money to take your money from your account? And if you're out of money, they charge you for being out of money?
What?
An overseas transfer takes 5 days?
Business days. Why?
What are they using? A Zeppelin?
I deposited the check Monday. But Monday was a bank holiday.
Why is this the way it is?
A bank holiday?
This system makes no sense.
This makes no sense.
Who designed this system?
Ma'am?
Is this really the best we can do?
Hello?
Don't we deserve better?
Let me tell you this. My dad wanted to invest some money into crypto. And so he said, hey, Rob, I'm gonna send you, five grand now. I'm gonna send you another $5,000 later. The bank is holding the money for 8 days to send it to me, right? Chase Bank. He is in Chase Bank. From Chase Bank to Chase Bank, they're gonna hold it for 8 days, right? What is wrong with the banking system? I'll tell you what is wrong with it. It's archaic, it's bullshit, and that's how they make all their money on you and me, right? With their fees and their overdraft fees, right? You bounce a check or you go over your limit, right? Excuse me, I apologize. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, okay? That is most people. Not everybody is rich and famous and drives a nice car. You're out there, you're busting your ass, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're trying to raise your family. This is why you need to spend a little time researching these technologies, because if you want to change that life that you have right now, right, it's not going to happen with meme coins. Let me tell you, meme coins, it's like 1 in a million. They're like lottery tickets. You have to really get some good inside information from somebody that knows about a huge developer on a meme coin. But realistically, utility coins are where you should be focused, right? Ethereum should go to 10K. Great. That's like a 3X if you're interested. Layer 2s on Ethereum should do pretty well. Those are going to maybe 5 to 8x. But there's other stuff. There's AI. I'm heavily right now, I'm heavily invested in gaming and AI. I think those two are really good narratives. Real world assets, also a very good narrative to invest in right now. Okay. Here is Trump at a rally or speech talking about Bitcoin and crypto. He asked him what would happen if he lost. And I don't think Trump's older here. And I know a lot of people like Trump. And I have some qualms about him, and we're not going to get into that right now. But I haven't seen either side do any type of policy work on crypto. I've heard them talk, but I haven't seen what they're actually going to do. Okay. And with politicians, you have to learn, not watch, listen. You can listen to what they say, but you need to watch what they do, because they're always going to tell you what you want to hear. So you vote for them and then they F you. Trust me, that's what happens every time, right? Let me give you an example. In 2016, when Trump won, he promised an infrastructure bill that would change America. He promised to redo Obamacare into something better. He tried to get rid of Obamacare 60 times, right? The Obamacare was put in so insurance companies couldn't deny people with previous ailments, right? So like I have bone spurs all over my body, right? And if I wanted to go get insurance and I couldn't be offered insurance because of my previous condition, I don't agree with these policies, and what these people are trying to do. But, I know a lot of you like them, but let me finish this. It's good to hear that. All right. So how would you pay off it, right? All right, guys, listen. We are growing the YouTube channel. We hit 30,000 before my birthday. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the birthday wishes. My birthday was on the 13th. I turned 40. Yes, I am old, but look, we are growing the channel right now. And if you could help me and come subscribe and grow with me, I would truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, if you come and you watch my videos, if you come and watch my streams, if you're on Twitter, my YouTube, you go to my Twitter and go to my YouTube handle, follow me. We're trying to get to 40,000 before the end of the year, and I think I can do it with your help. So help me get to where I need to go. Also, this is my channel. I'm going to share it with you here in the comments here. Still no video. No video of Trump? You didn't see the video of Trump? You didn't see this?
I'm curious what you think the future of crypto looks like if, God forbid, you don't win the election.
Future of crypto, what does it look like? Well, I think it's a good future. Who knows about anything today? But I think it's a good future. I'll tell you what, you look at values, you look at what's happening and where it's come and where it came from. I think crypto's got a great future. I think it really does.
I'd like to hear that.
Maybe we'll pay off the $35 trillion in crypto. I'll write out a little piece of paper, 35 trillion crypto. We have no debt, right? That's what I like.
So I guess some people said that they didn't see that clip. Do you see it now? You good? Now we can see. I do apologize for not. You have to, every time you go to a tab, you have to share the tab. It's kind of annoying. So I do apologize for that. Okay. So here, let's get into this.
And now moving to Asia, Bhutan, the Himalayan kingdom known for prioritizing happiness over wealth, has quietly emerged as a major player in the cryptocurrency world. With $780 million worth of Bitcoin, which is nearly a third of its GDP, Bhutan has become the 4th largest government holder of Bitcoin. Now, what's fueling the country's ambitions to become a leader in green crypto mining? Here's our report with answers.
Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. Bitcoin is probably eventually going to be worth $10 million unless people totally like just Satoshi Nakamoto is identified and it's like a scam or some crazy shit happens. Bitcoin really is going to be worth a lot of money, guys. Okay. Because what you're going to have is you're going to have countries competing to buy it and own it and hold it as a strategic reserve. Okay. You are going to have it insane. I know it's a little expensive for most people and they can't afford it. This is why I focus on stuff like XRP, XLM, XDC, Quant. These are things, Velo. These are things that are a little cheaper that I think that can do really well, that I can still make my money on. These numbers I'm throwing out are decades, 10 years from now, maybe, or 15 years from now, but Bitcoin could hit $1 million in the next maybe bull market, not this bull market, but the next bull market, because you do have countries all over the world buying it up.
Nestled in the Himalayas, Bhutan, a tiny Buddhist kingdom with fewer than 900,000 people, has emerged as an unexpected yet powerful player in the world of cryptocurrency. Known for its serene landscapes, happiness-centric philosophy, and commitment to sustainability, Bhutan has quietly amassed a significant treasure. Over 13,000 Bitcoin, worth approximately $780 million. For a country with a GDP of just under $3 billion, this is a staggering sum, making Bhutan...
All right. I think we get the picture. Let's keep moving on, guys. All right. Share this tab instead. Here you go. BlackRock requires Coinbase to deposit Bitcoin directly on chain within 12 hours of instruction. After concerns were raised, it was selling paper Bitcoin to ETF. So a little bit of weirdness going on, but they are working on it. Check this out. Look at all this gold here, and this is how you can store Bitcoin, right? You can store all of this on this. This is why this is the future, right? Gold, great, right? It's going to be there, but I still think Bitcoin is going to do good things. Okay, now let's get into what happened at Breakpoint. Okay, so my people that need to squeeze it in here. So everything you need to know from Solana day one. So announced with the first ever physical Web3 gaming device and being built on Solana. Kevin Bowers announced the Franken Dancer is live on mainnet and a long-awaited Jump Fire Dancer is live on testnet. Ledger announces the first ever custom Ledger Flex with Magic Eden and Own the Doge. Ansem and BitBoy announced that they're going to fight each other. I hope they kill each other. Like I honestly hope they hit each other in the head and they both fall down. These two guys are, I think, all they want is attention, and I wish they were in it to help people and not just in it for helping themselves. But hey, whatever. If you want to watch that fight, go do that. PayPal says Solana is ideal for money transfer process amongst their customers due to speed, cost, and transactions. So that's PayPal working with Solana. That's pretty cool. Solana Mobile announces Solana Seeker and their newest mobile phone on their Solana ecosystem. Tensor HQ announces a waitlist for their new product, Vector Fund. I think you should pay attention to this. I will post this actually for you. If you want to get involved with any of this, you think you should. I think you should be really paying attention to what's going on Solana. We called Solana inside of the Cryptoneers Discord at around $17 to $18. I think Solana is going to go to maybe $600 to $700 in this bull market. That's the high end. At least $400 to $500 definitely. So there's so much good stuff coming out of the Cryptoneers Discord. I mean, people are going to do what they want to do, but when you have people that are just fully committed into researching and finding crypto and talking with the best projects. So if you don't know this, that I'm connected with some of the biggest VCs in the crypto industry, and I hear about new projects that are coming out. And actually, we heard from a friend, the Great Lady Trader shared some information with us about a project that launched that already did like a 20x, depending where you got into it. It just shot up. It went crazy. Went up to 20 million. Right now, I think it's back down to like 10 or 11 million. But it could be a multi-billion-dollar project, and that was shared inside of Cryptonaires days before it launched. And I'm just show you all about that in just a second. Let me play this.
Doing up tons of other things, including immigration. But life isn't either or. So you can't say, well, we'll do this and that. You're dealt the hand you're dealt, and you got to deal with it. And so we should be very clear about helping the lower income population. No country, every country's got to control the borders, and we have to control the borders. And so, so they're all important.
Would you take the deal that the Republicans have put on the table, though, which is we want this border immigration policy as we've laid out, and then we'll fund the rest? Would you rather take that than neither?
I have not read that deal in total, but I probably would take it.
Yeah.
We have to control the borders. We need more merit-based immigration. We need more seasonal immigration. We need more. We need DACA have a place here. We need a path to citizenship. If you do not control the borders, you are going to destroy our country. And so I think the people who think that somehow this is okay, so now they're sending the migrants into New York and stuff like that. So all of my super liberal friends, now they realize what a problem is. Did it have to be that? That we realize it. So we want to have a big heart for the world, but we have to.
All right, let me just explain this to you. Okay, the bill that they did on the border was very pro-Republican. It was the best bill in decades that was put together. That Republicans basically got everything they wanted. And you know what happened? Trump killed the vote on the bill on the border so he could use it on the campaign as an issue. Okay, they would have had like 1,500 more border guards. They would have had more judges. They would have had so many different things. And Republicans put this bill together, and it got killed because he needed something to complain about on the trail. Like it frustrates the hell out of me that we could have a safer border if it wasn't for people, doing stupid shit. All right. Sui will flip Solana, right? If you take a look at this, right? Sui is at $1.66, $1.75. If you were in Sensei chat, 4 weeks ago, I was telling you to buy Sui down here. Down here, you would be up a decent percentage. Hold on, this is one day. I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me go back here. So 920. We were talking about Sui back down in this area. Let me go 1 month here. So we were talking about Sui back down in early September. Actually, we're actually talking about it in late August too, right? So you could have done 100% return already if you would have just came to Sensei chats. Like, I give you the information, I give you the alpha before it happens, right? Sui ranks in transactions in the September volume. It's insane, right? You have Solana and then you have Sui. Okay, Tron is next. I mean, you could have just the average return in the stock market is like 8 to 10%. If you would have came to Sensei chat like 5 weeks ago, I've been talking about it constantly. You would have made over 100% on your money just by listening to me. I bought Sui when I told you to buy Sui. I hope you did too. I hope you made some money with me. All right. We already talked about this. We got Solana, the best chain to build cool and onboard users. Today, upgrades represent an effort to make Solana a better chain for developers, users, traders, meme coin creators, and community members. Reads for summary 5 key updates. You got the Metropolitan APIs. You got the Jupiter RFQ, Perps V2, Jupiter Mobile, Ape.pro. A lot of stuff going on in the Solana ecosystem. You do have Solana has 10x more daily active users than Ethereum, which is pretty insane. Also, you have Franklin Templeton now doing a fund with Solana. That's pretty cool. They actually Franklin Templeton is working with Stellar as well. They have $300 million, I think, in tokenized assets on there. And you also have this is news from Breakpoint, D Plan 2.0, enabling tokenized with paid later on consolidated bill on Solana. Let me play this. So much is happening, man. I got so much news for you. So much news. We're at 209 users, guys. Like the stream, share the stream. Let's get to 300. Come on. Help me out, my man. All right. Man, I've got some information that'll blow your mind, but I can't share it with you. I'm sorry. I had a call earlier today. Man, something big's working. Like, listen. Storage chain. I'm holding all of my tokens. I haven't sold my tokens. I haven't sold tokens in like 5 or 6 months. I am holding. I truly believe in that project. I think if you are not looking at this company right now, coin market cap, I don't want to go CoinGecko. CoinGecko's ghetto. Hold on. Coin market cap. Sorry, I don't use very much. All right, so W Store, listen, I'm telling you right now, this is something that I think you can double or triple your money very quickly here. Okay. They're going to be burning some token supply. They're bringing down the token supply. They just rewrote a new contract. They've had it audited. I mean, listen, these guys are working on something big with AI right now. And if they're successful, they're going to be one of the only decentralized data storage for AI in the entire space. I'm telling you, storage chain right now at an $84,000 market cap. I'm going to come back to you in like 6 months or 12 months, and I'm going to show you the market cap of this. And I'm going to recap. I'm going to come back and play this clip for you. And your mind's going to be blown. Now, it's crypto, right? They could fail at what they're doing here, but I do have a lot of faith in their team and their success. Listen, there's a new contract. The team's ready to go. The team's raising money to go onto new exchanges as well as spend money on marketing. They're getting everything lined up. Now's the time. I'll share this with you if you want, but just be forewarned. Be forewarned. And was I not sharing? Sorry. I apologize. This is storage chain. It's $84,000 market cap. Okay. These guys are trying to do something revolutionary right now, and they're working with a very experienced team in AI. And if they are able to solve what they're trying to do, guys, it's going to be like this would make me a multimillionaire. This would make me a multimillionaire if they're successful. So everything in crypto is a risk, right? They could totally fail, but they're still a good company. They have a good team. They have a good leader. They're doing decentralized storage. They got a lot of good partnerships already. The AI thing is just a separate piece, right? So they can be successful on their own with decentralized storage. It's a huge space. Let me see. Decentralized crypto storage company. No, crypto storage. Sorry. Well, usually when I search this on my share this when I share this on what's called, I will get see, like, I hate Brave so much. I wanted to pull up let me share this. Data. Let's just go to data categories. Big A data. Here you go. Let's see. So you have near 6 billion, ICP 4 billion. Fed is at 4.4 billion, right? Look at these companies are already blowing up, right? AI is where you need to be focused. These things are up. Look at this thing's up 40% already. 50%. Arkham's up 50% today. Insane, right? And we have all of this news, right? If you haven't seen, I don't think I can show you Cryptonaires because it's not on what's called, but it's all good. Let's keep going. I got some more stuff to show you, more information to go over. Let's get through it together, my friends. I get sidetracked, and that happens. All right, here we go. Let's go back to this. So this is a big announcement. This is breaking news. Solana breakpoint to 2024. Hassan NY announced that Coinbase plans to bring CBDC to Solana projects BTC to Coinbase. Line, please. All right. It's supposed to be a big announcement. Really, really cool. All right. So here's the project that that was shared in my community that it was top secret. And one of my friends shared this with me. And look at the backers of this. So breaking news, Ledger AI Aura. Next week, founder Bob Finance, mainnet 2024. Sorry, crypto. Over the years, institutions, Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, A16Z, and Chainalysis have either sponsored or attended the past events. I'm sorry. So past events in total, guys, this project launched and it immediately went up to like 20 million. It's come back down, but this could be a $1 billion project. I'm just forewarning you right now. Just letting you know, okay? I'll give you the info. I'll give you the info because that's what we do on this channel. We give you the information. But if you were in Cryptonaires, you would have had that information before it launched. You would have been a part of the pre-sale, and you could have made a ton of money just in an instant, right? Having information is the most important thing in crypto. Okay, I know people tell you all kinds of things, right? I am not I can't look at a chart and tell you it's going up, down, sideways, but I can connect with my network. I can hear people tell me everything, right? I hear things that are happening before they happen, right, in crypto. And that's the information I share with my community, and that's how we do it, right? Like it's all of you when you have hundreds of people that are working on trying to find the latest crypto information. That is something that you cannot ignore. And that's what we have inside of Cryptonaires. So go to join free Cryptonaires, joinfree.com or something. Cryptonaires free, join free. What is it, JP? I know you know what it is. Here, let me play this to you. Oh, hold on. I know. Hold on.
Institutions will be involved. The digital euro is on the move. Yesterday, the Governing Council of the ECB approved the opening of the preparation phase. It will be a journey, and we will walk the journey together with the legislator. All European institutions will be involved to make sure that Europe is equipped with the currency of the future. I just want to clarify that my main message today is that we must be ready for change and prepared to use the flexibility of our frameworks as necessary. And to ensure future stability, our approach must continue to embody stability without rigidity. The goals of monetary policy are not going to be changed. But those transformations are going to have a serious impact on monetary policy transmission. The digital euro,
Guys, the change to our new banking system is happening. Okay, Chris, that was Christine Lagarde. If you don't know, she is the president of the ECB, which is the European Central Bank, right? She runs the show. She used to be the head of the BIS, right? She knows everything. She's mentioned Ripple before. She's mentioned Circle before. I have some clips I could show that if you really wanted to see it, but I'm putting a video together about that. It's coming, right? Are you ready for it? And if it is, and when it does come, what assets are they going to use? Are they going to use assets that are like brand new, like, hey, ABC coin just launched today? No, they're not going to use that shit. They're going to use stuff that they've been testing for 10 or 15 years, right? They're going to use your XRPs. They're going to be using your quants. They're going to be using your XLMs. They're going to be using those types of tokens for this new system of interoperability. That's why I truly believe in XRP, right? All right. Glad we had that conversation, my beautiful friends. Let me share my screen again. Hold on one second. Using this is a little different from using my other things, so I do apologize. So I just needed to go share this.
Sent you a letter about the
I
regulatory.
need to stop that. I need to go back over here and play this. All right, here you go. Here you go.
So as one famous Bostonian once said, the institutions are coming, right? And we're starting to see progress where more certainty in the market is helping institutional adoption, such as the approvals of FIT21, other instruments, both ETH and Bitcoin, spot ETFs. Those have been super helpful in pushing the movement forward. It just shows you there's pinned up demand. It is pushing through. There's a couple of things that are a little bit different about this. This is the first time in our history where we've seen actually retail lead and institutional follow, but the certainty that we're getting right now from the regulatory and the legal framework is helpful and will continue. Both ETH and Bitcoin, spot ETFs, those have been super helpful in pushing the movement forward. It just shows you there's pinned up demand. It is pushing through. There's a couple of things that are a little bit different about this. This is the first time in our history where we've seen actually retail lead and institutional follow, but
It's coming, guys. It's coming. All right. Also, I wanted to show you this. This is my community. You can join, you cannot join, whatever you want to do with your money, right? But we have all the news. We have our good friend JP set up something where we have hundreds of news articles of crypto all coming in daily with descriptions. So you basically don't have to go out and search for crypto news. It all comes directly to you. Not only that is you get our callers, you get people that are looking for, moves in the market. You get access to early VC seed round deals. You get access. Access is everything in crypto. And if you don't have access, you need it. If you want access, go to joincryptonaires.com. And you can join now. You hit this button and you sign up. All triple membership, get access, and come into our community and start using our community. And we will help you grow. We will help you. We made millions last bull market. Millions. We made millions. There's no denying that, right? One of my good friends that just got married, right? I helped him make a lot of money, and that a lot of money allowed him to buy a house, allowed him to buy the ring that his wife wanted, allowed him to take and have a beautiful wedding, allowed him to do a lot of things in life, right? And that's what people are looking for. And the only reason he was able to do that is because I gave him the information that he needed to do. And he followed and he listened and he did it. And he made a bunch of money. Okay. We're not, advisors. We're not market advisors. We have nothing to do. We have no credits. We're here. We're grinding. We're looking for information, and we're sharing that information with you. That's what we're doing, right? We have hundreds of people looking for information. You cannot beat that. You cannot beat that. All right. Any questions? Man, we've gone on for a while. I do have some other stuff I wanted to go over and show, but I don't think I can bring it over here. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, kind of, sir. Let me see here. I do have this. I do want to play this. Hold on. I'll bring this over. So I want to play this.
The only thing we'll be able to pay is interest.
Sorry.
And if this is, it's just, it's just like a person at scale that has racked up too much credit card debt. This does not have a good ending. And so we have to reduce the spending.
Let me ask one.
Basically, it's Elon Musk saying that America is going bankrupt. Let me show you some things real quick here. Okay, federal interest payments are exceeded to reach 46.5 billion, or 10% of the Federal Reserve reserves, 2023-2024. In other words, the federal government is currently spending more than 10 cents of every dollar in revenue on interest. Right? It's insane right now. Listen to this. This will blow your mind. Congressional Budget Office projects that the interest payments will total $892 billion in 2024, and this will climb to $1 trillion in 2025, and in 2034 it'll be $1.7 trillion that we're going to be paying just in interest on the money. In total, net interest payments will total $12.9 trillion over the next decade. This system is broken. This system is broken, and there's no way that we can unbreak the system. Okay, here it is, 12.9 trillion over the next decade. Okay, let me share this with you.
Recession. What your crazy friends might say to you is coming is maybe a depression. You'd be mistaken. Those are lies. What is coming is a collapse of the dollar. You haven't had one of those. We've never experienced the collapse of the dollar, of the world's reserve currency. This will make us Venezuela. Make no mistake. If you want to be prepared, prepare yourself like people should have prepared in Venezuela. Soon, I don't know when, but it will happen overnight. Soon, everything will be collapsing, and the banks will close, and there will be chaos.
All right, I got a little bit more for you. I want you to hear.
An economic model that has to change. And so, the the central bankers got together and said, we're going to have a going direct reset. And the World Economic Forum called it the Great Reset. But basically, they're doing a reset. Now, if you go back over the last 500 years of the central banking warfare model, every 100 years or so, there is a reset. And there are remarkable patterns, it appears, historically, to each reset. But anyway, so we do need a reset, and it's a Tina Turner thing. We can do this nice or rough. And the risk-adverse way to do the reset on our over the last 500 years of the central banking warfare model, every 100 years or so, there is a reset. And there are remarkable patterns, it appears, historically, to each reset. But anyway, so we do need a reset, and it's a Tina Turner thing. We can do this nice or rough. And the risk-adverse way to do the reset, if you're the top, if you're Mr. Global, is simply to dramatically reduce the population and put them under complete control. And that's what they're doing.
China.
Now, there's another way to do the reset, and that's to basically evolve into an economic model which is in balance environmentally and is sort of building wealth globally together, which I believe can be done. It's called human civilization, and it can happen, but it's much harder to do and much riskier. And if you're the guys running everything, you're going to be liable for all the sort of bad news that comes out, and you might not end up in control. So I can understand why they're being risk adverse and they'd rather do their reset. But what we need to do is we need to have a reset. And if we don't insist on our kind of reset, the people's reset, then we're going to get their reset.
And you know who's speaking here? This is Catherine Austin. What was her title? Describes central bank. She used to work for the government in some capacity. I can't remember exactly. I do apologize. I am running on low steam. But look at this debt. Here's the U.S. debt clock. I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you the U.S. debt clock, and I'll show you the world debt clock. Okay. This is out of control. 35 trillion and rising. Right. How do you stop this? Okay. This is all debt the US can't pay. Right? I think countries are starting to understand that. Okay. The M2 money supply is here is $21 trillion. Right? This is going to get tokenized, right? All this value, all this debt can get tokenized and brought onto the ledger, right? But we're spending $1 trillion on war and defense. Okay. And I know people say, oh, we send all this money over to Ukraine. Guys, we send them old shit. We send them old tanks. We send them old rounds. We send them old missiles. We send them stuff that we're going to get rid of. We're sending them 25-year-old missiles, literally 30-year-old missiles that the military was going to have to dispose of anyways. They do get a little bit of cash, but mainly it's vehicles and machinery and weapons that are old, right? And then we replace them with new stuff that America gets, right? So like, I think people need to do some more research on how sanctions work. But here's the U.S. debt clock. And let me explain this to you. This ratio right here, this public debt to GDP ratio should be around 60%. That's healthy, okay? This U.S. is 90%. China is 81%. I don't believe the Chinese numbers. I think it's way higher. Japan's at 302%. Germany is at 80%. UK is at 110%. India is at 97%. France is at 129%. Italy is at 174%. Brazil is at 107%. Canada is at 130%. And then you can see the rest of these countries now that are kind of in the right. If you live in like what is it? Ireland, right? Ireland, Korea, Mexico, doing it right. But we've got a problem, right? We've got a huge problem with the system. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to collapse. And, you might think you're a gazillionaire and you have all these stocks and all this stuff, right? And these bonds. But what happens if they're not worth anything anymore? And they go to a new CBDC, right? And your $1 maybe your $10 of your actual cash now equals one of the new CBDC. They're gonna have to do some type of system like that. Okay. I do think they can use crypto to help pay down some of this debt. I have a way, right, in my head with XRP. I've explained this on my channel. What you could do is you could say that the price of XRP is going to be $10,000 no matter where it's traded in the world. It's a stable price. You can start issuing all the debt, right? Because you're going to need liquidity on the XRP ledger. So you need to start issuing debt on it. You put the money supply on it. Banks can have their stable coins, right? You could have Wells Fargo, Bank of America could all have their own stable coins that they use to send money instantly. Instead of taking 3 to 5 days, they can instantly send money bank to bank, right? You have bridge asset in between. I mean, crypto solves it all. That's why banks slow it down. That's why banks slow it down, guys. All right, guys, listen. I spend hours working on this, right? If you want to support my channel, you can do it in a few different ways. You can, in the description, one, you can buy like an XRP t-shirt. Christmas is coming up. I have some cool gear in the Kryptonaire shop. 2 is you could donate to the channel. 3 is you can join Kryptonaires. If you want to support me or the channel, those are the 3 ways that you can do it. All right. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Is there any questions that I can answer for you before I go? Because I am exhausted. Would you ask Golf Pro? Let me see. Golf Pro. What did you ask for the? I don't know what you asked. Are you asking if I've had a drink? No, I haven't had a drink. I have to take gabapentin because I have a I basically need 2 hip replacements and maybe knee replacements. I don't know. My body is really messed up right now. I'm going through a lot of medical challenges currently in my life, and it's tough to get through. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. Okay. Anything else? New comments. Let's see here. Sensei, you actually got into OX and new nodes. You still recommending it? So Florian D, what happened with that is I have some questions for the team. One of the members of the community asked me about a few things that they wanted answered. And so I wanted to get those answers from the team. And I took down everything. I took down the video. I took down the posts because I'm waiting to get those answers from the team. And as soon as they answer those questions, I'll put them back up. So right now I'm in the middle. Yes, I have a node. Will I buy more? Until I get some questions answered, I'm not going to buy more. Is that fair? When my community members want answers, and I can't get those answers immediately to them, I'm not going to leave a project up, that want a dedicated video. I'm not going to leave that up on my channel until those questions are answered. What's up, Nilo? How you doing? You seem a bit stoned tonight, man. Hope you're okay. So, here, I'll tell you. I have to take a lot of CBD stuff. I have to take a lot of gabapentin. I have to take muscle relaxers. I'm going to need surgery soon. I can't really walk too far without falling down and collapsing. I'm going through a lot medically. It's really tough. It's really tough. So if you see me kind of, tired or whatever, it's because I'm going through a lot. Okay, I'll stop. All right. Any other questions? Fair enough. All right, guys. Take care.